Hello, children. Have you ever investigated something? Do you like investigating? Have you ever read Sherlock Holmes stories or detective stories like A Famous Five, Secret Seven, etc.? Sherlock Holmes was a famous detective. He's a main character of Arthur Conan Doyle's detective stories. Who is a detective? Detective is a member of the police force or a private investigator whose function is to obtain information and evidence as of offenses against the law. His job is to discover what has happened in a crime or other situation and to find the people involved. Some detectives work in the police force and others work privately. Today, we are going to learn a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Expert Detective. It's written by Sharada Dwivedi. She was a Mumbai-based author, historian, and researcher. She wrote several books on the history and culture of both Indian and Mumbai. She was on the panel of the Mumbai Heritage Conservation Committee. Among her most famous work was Bombay, the Cities Within. The story Expert Detective has 7 characters in it. 2 of them are children, the narrator and her younger brother Nishad. Nishad is 7 years old and the narrator is Maya. She is 10 years old. They became expert detectives. Next character is their mother. She is a doctor with her clinic. And the other character is Mr. Nath, the principal character and who lives in Shankar's house alone is under her treatment. But Shankar is not seen in this story. Then next character is Ramesh. He takes tea and meals from the restaurant to Nath's room. The another character in this story is a visitor. Okay, then they are the characters of this story. The story is about 2 siblings who are concerned about a person whom they find very strange. Okay, without any further delay, let's get into the story. Let me read the story. Expert Detectives. As we walked back towards the clinic, 7 said, "He doesn't look anything like a monster, Maya. But did you see how thin he is? Maybe he's very poor and can't afford to eat." "He can't be poor if he's a crook on the run," I told him. "He's probably got millions of rupees stashed away somewhere in that room." "Do you really think he's a criminal, Maya? He doesn't look like one." Nishad looked doubtful. "Of course he's 1/7, I said. "And he certainly isn't starving. Mr. Mehta told us that Ramesh brings his meals up from the restaurant downstairs." Here the opening lines are conversation between Maya and Seven. Seven's real name was Nishad and he was 7 years old. He was called Seven because his name means the 7th note on the musical scale. In Indian musical terminology, the 7 notes in an octave, they are sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, ni. 7th one, Nishadam. So his name is the 7th note. Actually, the real meaning of this word Nishad is one who has no sorrows. What's the meaning of your name, children? Does it have a story behind it? Ask your parents. Why do they call you like so? Okay, let's come back to the story. Nishad is 7 years old and Maya is 10 years old. There lived a person with suspicious activities. They are very curious to know about him. They are not ready to call him a monster. Monster means terrifying and dangerous creature. But he seems very thin. Maybe he is poor and can't afford to eat. He doesn't have enough money to spend for food. Otherwise, he is a crook. Crook means dishonest person or a thief. Nishad was apprehensive, but for Maya, the man was the culprit and he must have hid the treasure. He got millions of rupees and stashed away somewhere. Stashed away means hidden away. So stashed away somewhere in that room. Nishad doubted and asked her whether she thought he was a criminal. He doesn't think so. But Maya told he is the criminal and he's not starving because Ramesh, the bearer, the chaiwala, brings his meals up from the restaurant. See the next page. But Maya, Mr. Mehta told us he doesn't work anywhere. So how can he possibly have money to pay for food? Nishad said. Exactly, I exclaimed. He must have loads of money hidden somewhere. Maybe in that trunk in his room. It's probably full of silver and gold and jewels and... What rubbish! Nishad interrupted. I know I am right, stupid, I told him. By the way, Seven, did you see his scars? I couldn't. It was too dark. But I bet he got them during a shootout with the police or something. Mummy told us quite clearly they were burn scars, Nishad said firmly. Perhaps the police had to set his house on fire to force him out, I suggested. Seven looked unsure. Maya and Nishad continued their conversation. Maya told he is a criminal and he's not starving because Ramesh, the bearer, brings his meals up from the restaurant. But Nishad is asking how does he get money to buy food. Maya exclaimed that he hid his treasure somewhere else. She told him there was a trunk. Trunk means a large suitcase. Trunk in his room. Probably that was full of silver and gold or jewels. Nishad is not ready to accept her rubbishness. But Maya is sure that Mr. Nath is an escaped crook or criminal. Nishad is doubtful. He wants to discover the truth and he collects a lot of information in the case. The narrator means Maya has got a ready answer to all Nishad's doubts. She thinks that Nath is a rich man. He has perhaps got millions of rupees locked in some trunks in his room. She notes dark scars also on Nath's face. Nath might have got them during a shootout with the police. But Nishad contradicts her. Mummy had told him that they were burn scars. Nishad has a bit of sympathy for Nath. His approach in this case is sensible. So he firmly told that the scars on his face were burn marks. See the next paragraphs. On the Monday following Mama's birthday, Seven went along with her to the clinic at Gurgaon as I was spending the evening with a school friend. When they returned, Nishad told me he had been to see Mr. Nath and I felt most annoyed that I hadn't been there. Seven had been quite upset about Mr. Nath's gaunt appearance. Gaunt means sickly, and was sure that he was starving. He told me that he had knocked loudly on Mr. Nath's door that evening and said, "Open the door quickly, Mr. Nath." The man had opened it and asked him, "Lost another marble?" He had obviously recognized my brother. "No," said Nishad. He had taken the man's hand in his own and thrust a bar of chocolate into it. See the humanitarian attitude of our Nishad. "Did you get a chance to peek into the trunk, Seven?" I asked. Nishad looked disappointed. "He didn't even ask me in," he said. Then he smiled. "But I did find out something, Maya. I went down to the restaurant where Ramesh works and talked to him." "Good for you, Mr. Detective," I said, patting him on the back. "I hope you questioned him properly." Seven looked pleased. "Ramesh told me that He takes 2 meals for Mr. Nath every morning and evening and 2 cups of tea, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Ramesh says he is not very particular about what he eats. It's always the same food, 2 chapatis, some dal and a vegetable. Mr. Nath pays cash and tips well. Ramesh told me something very strange, Maya, Seven added. Almost every Sunday, he carries 2 lunches to Mr. Nath's room, and the same man is with him each time. He's tall, fair, stout, and wears spectacles. Ramesh says his visitor talks a lot, unlike Mr. Nath, who hardly speaks. Well done, Nishad, I told him. Now that we have made some progress with our inquiries, we'll have to sort out all the facts like expert detectives so that we can trap the crook. Have you? Do go on, Maya, Seven sighed. How can you possibly imagine he is a crook? He looks so ordinary. Criminals can look quite ordinary, Smarty, I retorted. Did you see the picture of the Hyderabad housebreaker in the papers yesterday? He looked like any man on the street. Nishad looked doubtful. So, children, one day, Seven goes alone to his mama's clinic at Gurgaon, and Maya went to spend time with her school friend. He was upset to see the ill health of Mr. Nath, who, because Nath looks so thin, poor and starving. In the evening, Seven knocked at his door and puts a bar of chocolate in the man's hand. But he couldn't sneak peek into the trunk. Then he went to Ramesh and collected one more clue about Mr. Nath's routine. Maya appreciated him for his timely action. He became delighted and continued. Ramesh informed him about Nath's routine. What is his routine? He takes 2 meals for Nath every morning and evening, and 2 cups of tea, one in the morning and one in the evening. And Mr. Nath pays for his food, which includes chapatis, dals, and vegetables, and special demand for food on Sundays as he had a visitor that day. Here on every Sunday he carries 2 lunches to Mr. Nath's room because he had a Sunday visitor. He is tall, fair, stout, and wears spectacles. The same visitor is with him each time. Ramesh also said to him his visitor talked a lot, unlike Mr. Nath. Mr. Nath doesn't speak much. Maya inquired with her detective instincts. She was arguing about the deceptive looks of crooks. Nishad simply listens, but he cannot imagine that Nath is crook. Anyway, Nishad finds out Mr. Nath is not very particular about what he eats. He eats 2 chapatis, dal and a vegetable. He eats in the morning and evening. He drinks 2 cups of tea, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. He also pays in cash and gives tip to Ramesh. See the last paragraphs of the part 1. The monsoons broke the next day. Dark clouds accompanied by blinding flashes of lightning and roaring rolls of thunder burst with all their fury, flooding the streets with a heavy downpour. School was to have reopened after the summer holidays, but no traffic could move through the flooded roads and there was an unexpected holiday. I thought I would spend the time usefully. I sat at my desk in our bedroom with a sheet of paper before me. I wrote in large block letters. We can understand that the next day, because of the heavy rain, they had an unexpected break from school. So Maya decided to spend the time usefully. She sat down with a piece of paper and she began writing in block letters. What did she write there? Catching a crook. Expert detectives. Nishad and Maya Pandit by appointment to the whole world. Then I began writing. About half an hour later, I turned towards Seven, who was lying on his tummy, chin cupped in his palms, Reading comics. Want to hear what I have written? I asked. Then here she began writing in block letters, catching a crook. Expert detectives, Nishad and Maya Pandit by appointment to the whole world. Who appointed them? Whole world. Okay. After writing for half an hour, she turned to her brother, who was studying in bed. She asked him to listen to what she wrote down. See the next page? He looked up questioningly. I listed all the facts we know about Mr. Nath which might help us to trap him, I said. Want to hear? Seven nodded. Fact number 1. I read. His name is Mr. Nath. We must discover his first name. Do you think that's his real name, Maya? Nishad asked. Probably not, I said. Most crooks have an alias. Alias means an alternate name. I added a big question mark after Nath. Fact number 2, I read on. The tenants at Shankar house say he's a mad, strange and unfriendly. Number 3, he doesn't talk to anyone and is mannerless. But he did talk to us, Maya, and Mama says he's very polite, Nishad interrupted. He only talked to us because he had to, I said, and since he was under Mama's medical treatment, he had to be polite. Fact number 4, he doesn't receive any letters. 7 nodded. Number 5, he has been living in room 10 of Shankar house for more than a year. I continued. Number 6, he doesn't work and sits in his room all day. Number 7, the kids in Shankar house and even some of the grown-ups are scared of him. Number 8, he has no visitors except for a spectacled, fair, fat man who visits him on Sundays for lunch. Number 9, food and tea are taken to his room by Ramesh from the restaurant downstairs. He doesn't care what he eats, pays his bill immediately and tips well. That ends my list. Have I forgotten anything, 7? Here Maya asked him to listen to what she wrote down. Nishad nodded his head. She makes a long list of all the information they have collected about their target. Who is their target? Mr. Nath. She reads it out to Nishad. She read, they don't know what Mr. Nath's first name is. They must discover it. Next fact is, the other tenants at Shankar house say that Nath is mad, strange and unfriendly. Tenant means one who pays a fee in return or a rent for the use of land, buildings or other property owned by others. Okay, the renter. So here the other tenants at Shankar's house, Mr. Nath is staying in Shankar's house. So they told that what Mr. Nath is mad, strange and unfriendly. Then he doesn't talk to anyone. When Nishad asked Maya, he is very friendly to us. So she told what? He is under Mama's medical treatment, so he has to be polite to the children. The other fact is that he receives no letters. He has been living in room 10 for more than a year. He doesn't work to earn his livelihood. He has no visitors. Only on a Sunday, fair white man comes to him for lunch. Food and tea are taken to his room by Ramesh from the restaurant. He doesn't care what he eats, pays his bill immediately and tips well. Then she asked, have I forgotten anything? Did I write all facts about Mr. Nath? I hope so. See the next paragraphs. Nishad had obviously not been paying too much attention to my list of facts. All he could say was, poor man Maya, he must be so lonely. If he doesn't have any friends, how can a crook have friends, idiot? I almost shouted. At least he has one friend, the one who meets him on Sundays, said Nishad. A brilliant thought occurred to me just then. That man must be Mr. Nath's accomplice in crime, I said. Accomplice means a helper in crime. Maybe he keeps all the loot. Loot means a burglary. And he comes now and then to give part of it to his partner, Mr. Nath, for expenses. That's it. I'm sure I'm right. If you insist on calling him a criminal, I don't think I want to discuss anything with you, Maya, said Nishad angrily. He can't be such a bad man. if he gives Ramesh such generous tips? Ramesh probably knows something about his past, so Mr. Nath must be bribing him to keep quiet, I said. Nishad glared at me with his arms tightly crossed across his chest. I was beginning to get fed up with him. How can we make any progress with our investigations if you take that attitude, Seven? I asked. I'll cooperate only if you give up this idea about him being an escaped crook, said Seven. You really make me angry. So what's happening here? Nishad doesn't pay much attention to the narrator's list of facts. He only pities that the poor man is without any friend. The narrator argues that the Sunday visitor must be Nath's partner in crime and comes on Sundays to give a part of ill-gotten money to Mr. Nath. As for Ramesh, Mr. Nath bribes him to keep quiet about his criminal activities. Nishad doesn't quite agree with her. He says he will not cooperate in their investigation if she did not stop calling Mr. Nath an escaped criminal. Then, what will happen? Let's see. I almost hit him. I make you angry, you stupid oaf, I shouted. You make me mad. What's the point of all these inquiries if he is not a crook? If you think he is a nobody, what's the idea of bothering about him? Please tell me. Nishad looked thoughtful. I'd like to find out why he's so thin and why he is so lonely. I want to know why he doesn't have any friends and lives alone. Try to understand, Seven, I told him. If he's lived in Shankar house for a year and hasn't made a single friend, there is something wrong. He's obviously scared that someone will recognize him and give him up to the cops. Maybe no one has tried to make friends with him. Nishad protested. Why should anyone bother? You have seen what a nasty bear he is, I said. I don't care, said Nishad stubbornly. I like him and I'm going to try and be his friend. Friends with a crook? Ha! You are crazy, Seven, I said. The cops will take you to jail with him. Do you want that to happen, you idiot? Nishad merely glared at me and quietly walked out of the room. My theories seemed to have made no impression on him at all. Nishad doesn't quite agree with her. She became angry. He says he will not cooperate in their investigation if she did not stop calling Mr. Nath an escaped criminal. In his opinion, the purpose of their enquiry is to find out why Mr. Nath is so thin and lonely. He declares that he likes Mr. Nath and he will try to befriend him. She began argues that Mr. Nath doesn't have any friends even after spending more than a year at the place. Also, he doesn't talk to anyone and doesn't have any visitors any time except for the visitor who meets him on Sundays. When Nishad protested stubbornly, Maya laughs at the madness of Nishad. She warned him that the police would take him also to jail along with his friend. Nishad walks out of the room quietly. Her theories made no impressions on him at all. Dear friends, shall I ask you one question? Who do you think Mr. Nath is? Do you think he's a criminal or he's a crook? I think he's just an ordinary man who is probably not eating well. He might be an introvert who doesn't speak much. That is why he doesn't have friends and visitors. He might enjoy being alone, then hang a company of many others. He's very lean because he doesn't take meals properly. He's not even particular about the food. He just needs 2 chapatis, dal and vegetable. He consults Nishad's mother, who is a doctor. This means that he is having some ailment, some illness. That can be another reason why he prefers to be alone. This cause might be of some accidents. The visitor who comes every Sunday might be a family member who comes to ensure that Mr. Nath is keeping well. I also think Nishad and Maya will find out that Mr. Nath is a good person. They might become friends later, especially Nishad can be a good friend to him because he was anyway in his favor from the beginning. Maya would have regretted to have doubted him to be a criminal. I think so. What do you think? Think about it and comment me. You can comment that what do you think about Nad? Who is Mr. Nad? What's your opinion? Read your story and enjoy yourself. Thank you.